I hope the sound quality is better this time. I had it on noise cancelling, which did not help. So let's hope that we've got an improvement this time. Who's here? We're going to meditate right now, straight into it. So this is something that you may not have. Sorry, I'm just shuffling and getting comfortable. I advise you to do the same. Okay. So coming to a seated posture. And allow the eyes to gently close. Gently, gently. We're going to have a relaxing time. A time of self-love. We're going to nurture who we are. And this practice, if you've been following me for a while, you haven't seen this practice before. Can somebody just let me know if you can hear me okay? Just because I've had trouble with the audio. So, loving kindness can be quite difficult, especially when we give it to ourselves. So let's try this new practice with the eyes closed. Just soften the body, soften from the top of the head. And on each out breath, imagine a wave of calm, loving, relaxing energy going from the top of your head all the way down into your forehead, relaxing it. Ah, so glad you're here, brother. Thank you. You should have a good night's sleep after this. Relaxing the head, top of the head. Down into the forehead, eyes, jaw. So as you breathe out, just let it all out, relax. And then in again, and then relax, a flow of calming, peaceful energy sweeping down on the out breath from the top of the head, through the eyes, the jaw, the shoulders, the arms, all the way down to the soles of your feet. Relaxing. And I want you to imagine's the wrong word. I want you to remember something good you have done in your lifetime. A moment of kindness. Brilliant. Hello, Mikalin. So when was a moment that you were really kind? Because we give ourselves such a hard time. We practice loving kindness or any self-love practice. And the first thing we think is, I'm not worthy. I'm not a good person. I've got my faults. So a loving kindness practice then becomes just something else to bash us over the head with. I'm asking you to look for the good within. And the evidence of that is definitely in your life somewhere. You may have helped a child, a friend. Just think now. Maybe you gave a gift. Just think now of something good you've done. And what you may or may not know is that when you do something good, it reverberates and it expands out into the universe until it reaches someone else. We pass it on. And likewise, when we do bad things, that gets passed on too. Your boss might have argued with his wife that night. As a result, he didn't sleep well. He comes into work and he's easily annoyed. So he gives you a roasting. You take that home and you give your children a roasting. So it spreads. Bad energy spreads. Love does the same. So when you were good, the times you've done good things, people have gone home to their families, to their friends, to their children, and they've passed that on. They've done something beautiful. And so now we'll begin the practice, the actual practice, hopefully with a little bit more faith in ourselves that we are good. We're not the bad people we think we are. Okay, you can talk on here, or you can message me. Are you okay? Try this practice. It will help. So if you haven't closed your eyes, close your eyes now. Just relax for a moment with all your troubles. We're not pushing anything away. And when you have these thoughts, drop them. Thinking is head energy, mental energy. Drop that down into the heart space, because that's where we need the energy right now. Just tuning into the heart right in the middle of your chest. And we begin the phrases, may I be happy. And we did that little preliminary practice first, because we know that when we're happy, we're beautiful. We spread that happiness. When we're unhappy, we spread that too. So really wishing yourself well. You deserve this. May I be happy. Speaking it from the heart center. And the next phrase, may I be well. May I be well. wishing for your own wellness, your own healing. May I be safe and protected. May I be safe and protected. And in this world right now, there are many who aren't safe or protected. So to wish for your own safety and protection is a very noble thing. May I be free. Now, what does this mean, may I be free? Completely free. Awakened, having no anxiety, no fear, no pain. And that might feel like a bit much. How can we, in this world, have no fear, no pain, no anxiety? In ACT therapy, we would say that we have those things present, but we live a full life irrespective. So to be free from fear, may I be free, to be free from anxiety, to be free from pain, means to not let that become the center of your life. To be free. Or you can use a phrase like, may I be at ease, may I live with ease. That's another common one. Pick your own phrases, 3 or 4. May I be happy, may I be well, may I be safe and protected, may I live with ease. So just go repeating the ones that are right for you. And repeat them from the heart center. Repeat them internally. And this holds so much power. Believe in this practice. There's no woo-woo here. It's real. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe and protected. May I be free. So I'll speak a little less now, so you can concentrate in the silence and dive deeply into the practice, using the phrases as a mantra to keep you locked into the present moment. And you may feel a deep glow in the heart center. This can become a burning love. Because when you truly learn to love yourself, you become so happy. We think the world pulls us down. But most of the destruction happens inside of us. It's not what people say or do. Somebody might say one wrong word to you, and you can take it inside for years and abuse yourself with it, beat yourself with it. So who's doing the real damage here? We abuse ourselves constantly. Just listen to your mind. It's a real enemy until it becomes a friend. And then it's the greatest protector there is, the greatest friend. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe and protected. May I be free. I spoke recently about this practice. I hadn't practiced it for a while. And I had things going on in my life, as we all do. And I could hear the voice inside my head beating me, talking at me, telling me how useless I was, how weak, how pathetic. And it went on for about an hour. I was walking through central London, being abused from inside my head. Bro, what are you saying? I'm saying this. We have a monster that lives inside our head that makes us miserable. And if you can't hear that voice, then you're not listening. But this practice turns that monster into a guardian angel. So I caught myself saying these things inside. This abuse. And I stopped it on the spot. That's the power of this practice. I stopped that devastating voice, the inner critic, the one that makes us miserable, anxious, afraid. I didn't stop it with force. I stopped it with love. And I could see something quite clearly. That this voice, this anxiety, this fear and self-loathing that happens inside the head, I could see it wasn't a monster. It wasn't trying to destroy me. It was trying to help. It was trying to help me. But it was like an overprotective parent. Saying to me, don't do this. Don't step outside your comfort zone. The world's a scary place. You're going to come to harm. Maybe you know parents like that. Maybe you've had them. Well, that's all that's happening inside the head. When we get an anxiety attack, it feels like an enemy, the worst enemy. But we just have to teach it. We have to teach it that we're strong, that we know what to do. We're gonna be good. I've told the story. My daughter, she was only about 4 years old, and she was absolutely terrified of the word wart. She had extreme anxiety. Her anxiety was so extreme. If you said the word wart, she would pass out. She would faint. And she would sometimes throw up with anxiety. It was that severe. It got so bad, we couldn't even say the word water because it had the word wart in it. Water. That was enough. She'd collapse or throw up. And we took her to a child psychologist. 6 sessions. We made a little progress. She could look at the word. She even began to write it. If you don't know much about therapy, this is exposure therapy, where you slowly introduce the person to the thing they fear in a gentle way. But she still had the fear. That voice inside her was still an enemy. So I did a practice with her, an act therapy practice. And it's called feeding anxiety. We don't feed anxiety. We run away from it. We try to starve it. It doesn't work. Because the very thing we use to try to starve it feeds it. We avoid. We go into avoidance behaviors, keeping life at arm's length, thinking that might solve it if we just don't see it. But the longer that's tucked away in dark corners, the bigger it grows. So I did this practice, feeding anxiety. And I introduced her to this little monster inside of her, who she was so afraid of. And I asked her to give him a name, to say his name. I told her he was afraid. He didn't mean to upset her. He was just trying to protect her. He wanted what was best for her. He didn't want to hurt her. He wanted to keep her safe. He wanted to be her friend. And all she ever wanted to do was push him out of her life. And that made him sad, very sad, broken-hearted. He had nowhere to live. He didn't belong. Because he was supposed to live inside of her heart. So I then asked her to bring him out, to look at him, to rest him on the palm of her hand, to see his sadness, to befriend him. And within minutes, she loved this little creature. This once demon, this once huge demon that lived inside her, was now a friend. And I told her to put him back if she was ready, because he felt sad. He didn't want to be away from her. He wanted to be back in his home, in her heart. So she placed him back in his home, accepted him. And she said, "Daddy, can I bring Warty back out later to play in the bath with me?" I said, "Yeah, you can." And I said to her after, so we finished the practice, the therapy, and I said, How do you feel now? And she's like, I love him. I love my friend Warty. She gave him the name Warty. And she was so delighted when she came out of the therapy, out of the practice, out of the meditation. She ran downstairs, screaming, Wart, Wart. And she showed her mother, her friend, look, Mummy, this is Warty. He didn't mean to harm me. He wasn't trying to frighten me. He's my friend. He was trying to help me. And we think we've grown up. We're mature. You may have had this thought. I had it. Dads don't get scared. When you were a toddler, you thought your parents had no fear of anything because they were big and grown up. And now that's happened to you. You're a mummy or a daddy. Or you're just big now. You're no longer a little girl or boy. But you were wrong. There is fear. There is anxiety. So we're no different than she was. We're just not working with it skillfully. So I hope some of that has gone in. We've done this through meditation. So it's been a guided loving kindness meditation. And for some reason, I went into stories about anxiety. Because the Buddha taught this as a practice, an antidote to anxiety. And hopefully, you can see how that can work. How self-love, how care for who you are can be healing. In fact, is the greatest healing force there is. And I never quite know what I'm going to say when I come in front of this camera. I never know. And I go with it. Because every time I do, I get a message from someone. And they say, you said exactly what I needed to hear. So I roll with it. You might be thinking, well, it's not what I wanted to hear. I wanted to do some loving kindness practice. You've just banged on for half an hour about your daughter. If that's the case, know that somebody needed it more than you. And that, therefore, is an act of love and compassion to let someone else take what they need. That brings me on to one of the beauties, the real beauties of loving kindness. The real beauty of loving kindness. Everybody wins. And I don't mean that in one of these ridiculously woke events where the last person gets a certificate. I'm not talking about that kind of a win, because that's ridiculous. It fools no one. The win I'm talking about is completely different, and it's this. Normally, in life, when there's a winner, there's a loser, or many losers. There's only one first place. So when we get something out of life, it normally comes at the expense of someone else not having it. Loving kindness is very different to that. Loving kindness comes to you, and it comes to you more as a result of other people getting it, because you want that for them too. You want, when you're happy and content and you're filled with self-love, you want everybody else to be the same. You want to share that secret. So it's a happiness that costs nothing to nobody. Nobody loses. And everybody around you gains. I don't know if you've still got your eyes open. I mean closed. I don't know if you've had them closed. But we're going to be drawing to a close soon. You might have fallen asleep. You might have just left. Bored. Who's here? Has anyone left? I'd really like to know. I'd really like to know if any of that resonated. Did anything? Oh, wow. The good thing about me doing it late at night, though, like this, is if you do fall asleep, if I do bore you asleep, then great. You know, you don't lose, do you? Because you get a good night's sleep. Excuse me. I released something on here a couple of days ago. I've really worked on this. Really worked on the editing, really worked. I've added music, everything. I've gone for it. And it's going to be almost like it is going to be a course actually. I've done the first installment, the first lesson. It's the loving kindness to self meditation. I'm going to do the second one again. And the idea is that you listen to that first one and you listen to it for a few days. You'd have it as a daily practice until the next one is released. And then you move on to that. So there's going to be a playlist of them. So you do the first one, which is out now, the second one, which will be out in 2 days or so. So if you're just starting, you've got 3 days, you can use that. You then move on to day 2, which will be longer. It will be longer and it will be deeper and more intensive. Bless you, Wahid. Oh, that's lovely. And you were listening too. Wow. As someone else who didn't fall asleep. And it's about 1 in the morning where you are, isn't it? So, but there's a real lesson. I know a lot of people on here suffer from anxiety, and there was a real lesson in that. Sometimes we learn better from stories. You hear a story and you're like, you take that away with you after. It does something, it goes on, and you start recognizing patterns in your own head, and it can pull you out of your own struggles. Where was I? Yes. So the next one is going to be loving kindness to self and benefactor for around 20 minutes. Then it's going to be, we're going to add the neutral person on the third one. And that's going to be about 30 minutes. Then we're going to add the difficult person. Now, we've all got a difficult person in our lives, at least one, but there's always that one, isn't there? There's always that one. You can't get away from them. You leave a job to escape them, and up they pop in another body, in another job. You're like, oh, it's you again, but in different skin. Because that's the dragon we have to defeat. They follow us around until we do. Oh, hi, Jill. Oh, lovely. Someone else listening. And so the difficult person, that's where it's the one that people are most reluctant to do. You know, they might hate people and they're like, I'm not giving loving kindness to them, as if they're giving a gift, as if it's something they're giving to somebody. But it's the exact opposite. You're giving to yourself, and you'll find that out when you do the practice. So we'll go very deep on that one. Couldn't that one with the We should do 5 hours. That's where all the practice is. That's where all the transformation is. I'm telling you now. Pema Chodron, she says, I know you are. Pema Chodron, she said that we should be grateful for a difficult person in our lives. If we don't have one, go and find one, because they're just like these ferocious dragons that are really, that's the prince, that's the one who's going to lead you into transformation. Your awakening is going to happen as a result of difficult things, difficult encounters. It's not going to happen from unicorns and rainbows. That's not how it. In fact, on a retreat, Ajahn Tanya once told me this story of this nun, this Buddhist nun. She wanted to awaken like, everybody does. We all want to awaken, don't we? To be completely free, to be enlightened, call it whatever you want, but to be free from all suffering forever and all time. And she nearly drowned. She made a journey towards a retreat. And in the process, she nearly got killed a few times. She nearly drowned. She was exhausted. And she'd had enough. She was finished, absolutely finished with life, suicidal. This is never going to happen. The transformation's not coming. Life's getting worse, all the rest of it. And it was time for tea, and she was like ready for ending herself. She'd had enough. And as the person went to pour the tea, the scalding tea hit her hand and scalded her really badly. But that instant searing pain was the final straw. That was the trigger that pop. It shattered the illusion. It completely shattered the illusion. And she awakened at that moment. So from that moment on, she was free forever. Free in heaven. Call it whatever you like. So the difficult is the good bit. A fantastic teacher. I'm quite sad because he's on his last legs, and I used to listen to so much of his Dharma and read all of his books. His name's Larry Rosenberg. Absolutely fantastic. He says that in Dharma, a bad situation is a good situation because we've got something to practice with. We've got something to get our teeth into. And on loving kindness, Pema Chodron again says this. If you are getting nothing, you do loving kindness. Now, I know some of you come on here and you've got flames coming out of your chest. It's that powerful. But for most people are quite numb, especially given the state of the world. Most people are quite numb. And she says that if you are numb, if there's that numbness and you're not feeling it, you've got something to get your teeth into. You've got something to work with. You've got that numb feeling. You've got that closed off heart that's destroying your life because you can't be happy. If your heart's bottled and caged behind a wall, you cannot be happy. It can't happen. So, great. You've seen you're in a cage. You know you're in a cage. You know you've just got to smash through that. And the happiest happiness you could ever imagine waits on the other side. I've waffled a lot, haven't I? I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the stories. I hope I didn't disturb your meditation too much, and I hope you learned something. I hope you have something to take away. Thanks for listening to me, as always. It's lovely to see you all here, and I'll see you again soon. Much love. Peace. Sleep well.